Hey folks, it's Mark here from Harmonix Tuition, back today with a beginner lesson, and this is looking at Iron Man by Black Sabbath. I'm going to be going in the very beginning of the song, the main riff, and a couple of other riffs that happen throughout the song. So it's the main bulk of Iron Man we're covering today. So let's check it out and then break it down and get into it. The first thing you hear when you hear the song is this kind of strange droning. Okay, so what we're doing here is we're playing the low E string and we're pressing the end here. So if you've got a lock-in tremolo, you need to unlock it here so that this is free. And you're basically just pressing this part. You're pressing it really low, okay? And you're just slowly releasing it like that. Like that. I'm just slowly releasing pressure with my finger as I do that, okay? So it's just at the tuning peg here, and we're just pressing and releasing. Okay, so that's the very first thing. Okay, so now for the main riff. Tony Iommi, as far as I know, played most of this on the low E string. He seemed to prefer playing power chords further up to get more kind of warm tone from the low E string rather than playing them in this position. Now, as a beginner, you can do what you like, but I would say if you want it to be as close to the original as possible, then you should really do it just by creating a power chord and sliding it around up on the top two strings. So we're on the low E and the A, okay? And we're basically playing B, D, E, okay? And then we're moving up to G here, and we're going to be going G, F sharp, G, F sharp, G, F sharp, back down to D, and back to E. So I've got my first finger on fret 7 here on the low E, and you can either use your pinky or your third on fret 9 on the A string. So it's just the top two strings, and I'm just going to play that. Okay, so that's a B power chord there. And then I'm sliding to D, which is 10 and 12 respectively with the first and second, or first and third finger. Okay, then to the E position, which is 12 and 14. Then I'm sliding up to 15 and 17, playing that, and then sliding back to 14 and 16 like this. I do that 3 times. Then I go down to the D position again and back to the E. So let me show you what that looks like nice and slow. Here I'm actually playing the D and then I'm sliding to the E, okay, to make it sound as much like the original as possible. Then moving up and doing the 1 2 1 2 1 2 like that. Sliding down to D and sliding back up to E and playing that again. Okay, and you just do that over and over. Now the verse riff, when he starts singing, is exactly the same thing. The only difference is you only play the first note of each chord. So for example, you can play that all on the low string if you want. That would just be the first note of each chord that we just did, okay, in the previous section there. But what you can do, if you want to get a little bit more brightness out of it, you can play these notes. So you would play the B and then go up to the D and the E and then playing the G, F sharp on the A string. So it's entirely up to you how you do it. But I would say for beginners, it's probably easier because you've already learned the first part just to follow where your first finger was in the previous parts. Okay, and the next part, after he's finished singing, you get this bit here, it goes. Okay, so let's do that part now. So we're playing twice on the B, so that's fret 7. I'm using my third finger for this because I'm going to be going over to the A string with my first finger, so like that. And we pause and let that kind of go for a minute, like that. Then we go up to fret 5, which is a D note on the A string, and we're going to play that, but we're going to do a slight little quarter bend, blues bend, like that. Then we're going to go back to the B, fret 7. I'm using my third there, see that? On the low E. Then we're going to play chromatically from 7 to 6 to 5. We're going to play that 5 3 times. So it looked like this slowly so far. 1, 2, quarter bend on the 5 there on the A, then back. So 1, 2, 3. Then we're going to play an open E. Then we're going to play fret 4 on the low E, fret 5, like that. So it will sound like this. We play that twice, so 0, 4, 5, 5, 6, and then we're back. So let me show you that all together nice and slow so you don't get lost. In fact, the only time I'm upstroking there is on the 4 after I've played the open E. So like that. So let me do it again up to speed. And the last riff that we're going to cover today is this one. Okay, and what he's doing here is he's playing the B power chord. That was the first chord we played in the whole thing. Okay, so I'm playing that twice, then I'm going to stop it with my hand, the fleshy part of my hand, like that. And from there, I'm going to play fret 7 and then fret 10 on the low E, and I'm going to play down on the 7, up on the 10, then I'm going to cross over to the A, and I'm going to play that with a downstroke, fret 7, so, and from there, I'm going to play 7 again, then I'm going to play 8 and 9 on the A string, with a down, up, down, then I'm going to cross to the D string, and I'm going to do exactly the same thing. I'm going to play 7, 8 and 9 with a down, up, down. Okay, and you can add some vibrato on the last notes if you want. So slowly that'll look like this. That's all the parts that I wanted to cover today, so let's put it all together.